What's up, people? It's MikeD here from Recording the Hip Hop, and I'm sitting here with the lovely Christine Horn. Introduce
Hi.
yourself to the family, Christine. How are you today?
I am amazing. Thank you for having me. I'm Christine Horn, known as Black Diamond on Snowfall and Mabel on BMF, and in real life known as the Booking Magnet. Yes.
Definitely. You know what? I've been watching the BMF series. Of course, been watching Snowfall, but yeah, BMF. I've caught up with season two, and I
Woo!
saw the introduction of your character on there. Lovely job. Like what was that process like? I know you're the booking magnet, and I know we're going to get into some of that stuff, throughout the interview. But what was the process of actually getting to that role like?
Oh, wow. It was so much fun. First of all, because living in Atlanta, towards some of the end of that era, just to be a
Hmm.
part of the show was kind of wild. But, I auditioned just like every other actress. But something about the character of Mabel just kind of popped off the page for me when I was prepping for it. She just was a lot of fun, just vivacious, full of life, and of course, full of drama. And
Right.
so it was fun to tap into that sexy side, that manipulative side, also playing with her levels because I knew uh, off the rip people would see like she's a homewrecker, period. So the journey then was to okay, how can I humanize her? What's her backstory? Why is she the way she is? And so that was a lot of fun. And working on a show like BMF, getting to work with different directors every couple of episodes and just with some amazing people. It was just a lot of fun.
You,
Amazing actors also. Russell Hornsby and Nicole Brianna White, just a dream.
it was interesting when I was watching it. I'm sitting there thinking like you're in a scene with Snoop Dogg as a pastor, and there's various memes going around about Pastor Snoop and whatnot. I'm pretty sure that y'all had some times on set where people were holding in the laughter with Snoop and his character.
Well, I wish I didn't get to be in any scenes with Snoop. I
Okay.
wish I did. That was usually with Nicole, and when they had all those church scenes. Because sometimes I think people think I was also the lady in the church, which that was a whole separate woman that he was flirting
Oh,
with playing in the band.
see,
I
that's what
think that
I
was
thought.
intentional for us to get a little confused. Like, is that like? So no, I think Charles was going to cheat regardless.
Oh, so you cleared up a lot right there because I thought that everything started with y'all right there in the church.
Totally different woman.
Oh, so that brings up a whole different dynamic. Now, you did mention that you spent time in Atlanta. You're from Atlanta, right? Or
The Bronx. I'm from the
okay.
B down Bronx, and but I moved to Atlanta in the '90s. So I finished high school here. So when I got to Atlanta, is when I went to Tri Cities High School, and so Atlanta to me is like home more than New York is these days, just because I came into myself here.
Mm,
I'm deeply rooted here, lots of friends, and started performing professionally here. So Atlanta is a special place for me.
nice. I'm from Atlanta too. I went to a performing arts high school as well. Pebblebrook alumni. Shout out to Pebblebrook.
Okay.
But you went to Tri City, and I'm sure that you guys had like some amazing things going on. I mean, for the people who don't know, Outkast went to Tri City. Keenan Thompson went to Tri City.
Came.
Candy Barris went to Tri City. More, I think, what Lil Baby, Young Thug. Like
Did
you guys
okay? I
have
didn't
a
even know that.
yeah, you guys have a lot of talent that came out of there. What was it like going to high school with such a talented collective? I would imagine.
It felt like our mini Fame, taking it back for people who used to watch Fame. It felt like that just because we had a really great program. My mentor, Freddie Hendricks, who also Candy Burris was in the same youth theater group. We were all in that together,
Mm.
as well as Keenan, the Youth Ensemble of Atlanta. Like it was just magical, just being around other artists who wanted to create, who were also very intelligent and smart in different areas. But the school really helped to foster that for all of us. So we were in like, you'd be in your acting class, but then you'd also be in dance class and show choir. So we got to be well rounded, even in video club. And so I really want to give a shout out to the teachers there, because if it wasn't for them, like we wouldn't have had that experience.
Nice. I mean, I have to ask because again, this is according to hip hop. Were you guys playing like all of the Outcast stuff when y'all were in high school? I'm sure the fans want to know stuff like that.
We absolutely did. I mean, who like also, but who wasn't back then? Like
Right.
those albums were just so hot at the time, you know? So like Aquemini and all the Dungeon family, all that was just really fostering just the energy of East Point, Georgia, period, you know? So it was hard not to.
You know, we were, we argue all the time on our show about which Outkast album's the best. Myself and my co-host, Coop, we always say Aquemini. That's the one. To me,
Yeah.
I think it's the best album to ever come out of the city.
Yeah.
But Southern Playalistic still holds a special place in my heart too. So
yeah. It's like it's just the soundtrack of that time.
Right.
There's certain songs that just instantly takes you back.
Yeah, definitely. And so, all right, back to Mabel. Right. Let's get back to Mabel. Are there some things that you want to share about the character, you know, as it evolves for that you're able to share? I guess I should say.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can share everything now since, you know, this whole season has aired. I think everything is on the table, literally.
Spoiler alert out here for the people who haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically Mabel is a close friend of the Flannery family. So she's friends with Lucille, who's the wife, played by Nicole Brianna White. And she ends up seducing and sleeping with Charles, who is Lucille's husband. It's a whole hot mess. You know, and it was just, that's just is what it is. I think this season, Mabel is the character people love to hate. There are memes, there's skits, all kinds of things online, which means that I did a good job, right? It means it's a memorable character. But I think, you know, she shakes up a lot within the family. They were already having some struggles within their marriage, with dealing with their kids, building this big empire. So it just did not help. And the character of Charles really was looking for an outlet. And Mabel was right there. And I think it became her mission, you know, like she got a thrill out of seeing if she could get him. And there's so many women like that in the world, people like that. But I also think she just brought a spark and some sexiness to the show in a different way, especially for the storyline for Charles. But at the end of the day, you know, she has some remorse. And I think she starts getting bored with Charles. It's just a little bit too much drama. And then she releases him and sends him back to his wife. But at that point, it's clearly too late. And then there's definitely an altercation that happens between Mabel and Lucille.
Now, have you received any backlash online or just out in public for portraying such a character in such a great way?
I think being bald helps because people don't even know it's me most times. But online, yes, the online internet has no chill at all. So it's either in my DMs, I'm getting marriage proposals from men, or I'm getting called a slut or homewrecker. Like, it's just one of the two. I hear there's BMF, the Facebook groups and talks, and you know, there's all kinds of Twitter feeds, but it comes with the territory. You know, at the end of the day, I remind myself that, wow, the fans are really into the show and they're really invested in the story. And if I sucked, they wouldn't be talking about it at all. So and what's been nice is because I'm also on Snowfall, people are just putting those pieces together. And they were like, wait a minute. I'm like, yes, I've been on Snowfall for 3 seasons. But people are just figuring that out. And so it's helping to be like, okay, maybe she ain't all the way Mabel because she's got Black Diamond energy over here. So that is also, the timing of that is very helpful.
Yeah, you know what? Might as well transition over to Black Diamond. Do you get, you know, that same type of energy for people that see you in public when it comes to, you know, the Snowfall fans that, you know, champion Black Diamond, you know?
They actually, I was like, y'all would rather, it's okay that I kill people for a living on Snowfall, but don't be sleeping with nobody's husband. Got it.
Yeah, that's over the top. That's too much.
Too much. But actually, I get a lot of love, honestly. I think just Snowfall gets so much love, period. And I was a fan of the show before I got on it, but people really just resonate with the storyline, with the actors. So it's more like, you know, usually just a lot of respect that comes with it, interestingly enough, playing a hit woman.
Now, what was that audition process like? I mean, was that the role that you auditioned for?
A fun story about Snowfall. I auditioned for Snowfall every season since it
Wow.
started and never booked. Even season 4, which is the season I joined, I auditioned for a few roles prior to Black Diamond. And an even funnier fact, the young lady Taylor Polidor, who plays Dallas, my cohort, we both auditioned for the opposite roles. She was supposed to be Black Diamond, I was supposed to be Dallas. And when it got down to the final wire, they swapped us, and we've just been having fun ever since. But you know, my audition, I had hair back then before I shaved it off. I had like a really tacky ponytail. My women will understand this. I had a bun with bangs. That's for my women. Y'all know what that is. So I had some bangs and this buns, some big hoop earrings, and I just had so much fun in that audition. And I just think it showed. I was just a fan of the show and a fan of, I love transforming. So especially things that are period pieces, I get to go back and think about the clothes, how the makeup was. It was a lot of fun. And then getting to do it, you know, has just been a wonderful journey working with Dams and Idris and, you know, Joseph, Angela. It's been so much fun. So it was sad to get killed in this final season, but no one was safe. As we can see, for those of you who are caught up on the show, no one is safe this season.
That was tough to watch, man. You know, RIP to the uncle too, you know. You see the memes all around with that as well.
Yeah. That was hard to film too. Yeah. You know, Amin is a very caring, dedicated like actor, you know. Like, are you okay? Checking on me. Like, it was hard for him. And when we went to the premiere in LA, and his wife came up to me at the end, and she was like, "That's hard to watch because my husband, that is not him," you know. So it was tough, but we knew I knew Black Diamond's days were numbered. I mean, he's been wanting to get rid of us since we shot up the funeral in season 4.
I mean, a hit woman's days are numbered, you know, when you sign up for the job, right?
Exactly.
Now you talk about attending, you know, events. I hear that you attended the Emmys for the first time. How was that?
I did. It was magical, and that was the night Sheryl Lee Ralph won. You know, it was just a dream come true. It was like something to cross off the bucket list. Like, no, I was not nominated. I was there just as a spectator, but I'm a really big student of law of attraction and manifestation. So I believe, well, I need to put myself in the places that I desire to be. And it was just a wonderful experience, just being in the room and seeing how it all works when the cameras are, when we're on commercial break and we're watching from home, what really is happening, and just enjoying the opulence of it all. It was really nice.
I would love for you to tell people about the booking magnet as well, you know, and what you have going on as far as, you know, paying it forward to up and coming actors and actresses.
Yeah, thank you for that. You know, I'm again a student of law of attraction. So once I understood that I could attract anything to my life, people, experiences, money, I was like, okay, if I'm a magnet, well, I can attract bookings. Well, shit, I'm a booking magnet. So I just started speaking that life over myself every single day until it just became so, and just it is. And I speak that onto other people. And I believe in lifting as I climb. So in this industry, it can be, a lot of people walk around in this industry acting like I can't tell you what my secrets are, because it's fear, it's a lack mentality. And I believe there's enough for everybody. What's for me is for me. You can't take anything that's mine, and I can't take anything that's yours. So I make it my mission to help other actors through my podcast. I have a community called Hollywood Bound Actors, where I teach classes and webinars. I have a YouTube channel with over 300 videos. Like, so it's not even all about money. It's like, if you want help, I'm just going to teach you what I did. And if it helps you, that's good. Because coming up into the film and TV industry, I didn't have guidance. I just kind of fumbled and and just waited and dealt with rejection and confusion. And I'm like, if I can help somebody save some time, effort, tears, I want to do that. So,
you know, that's very necessary. And especially in entertainment, a lot of the times when you jump into it, it's trial and error. And if you can save a lot of those steps, you can save a lot of, you know, time, preparation, money, and you know, stress, all of those things. So that's a wonderful thing.
You see people doing it, and so you're like, well, what am I doing wrong? And why won't anybody help me? So, but you also have to ask for help, and you have to be seeking the help also, and not be too proud to do that. And so once I learned, I'm like, and people were shocked, like, you get all this free game, like,
right.
Like I'm gonna be blessed regardless,
It's
and
that
I
whole the
it's,
game is to be sold, not told mentality. And it's like, that doesn't help people.
mm-mm.
Because a lot of people don't even know where to start when it comes to, seeking help.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so you do have a conference as well. And I was told there's a conference coming up in Atlanta, or you did a conference last year. Can you speak a little bit
Yeah.
about that?
Correct. Thank you for bringing that up. It's called Book and Magnet Live.
Hmm.
It's going to be July 21st and 22nd here in Atlanta at the Marriott at Emory. Anybody can come, actors 18 and over. We did it last year, was our first event, and it was amazing. And so I'm excited about doing it this year. I just love performing and for like producing events. Also, I used to produce concerts back in the day. And again, it's a way for actors to celebrate each other and feel like they're in a safe space. Like it's like an actor's like playground, where we can be free and know that we're not alone. This industry is it's not for the faint of heart. It can be very isolating, a lot of rejection. So it's always nice when you get to meet with like minds who are all striving for the same thing. You speak the same language. It's a shorthand between us. So I bring casting directors and agents and directors and other coaches to come teach so that we can elevate our careers. And our theme this year is Become Unshakable, because I want to teach actors how to have unshakable faith and belief in themselves, because you need it to sustain in this industry.
As a person from Atlanta, and you grew up in Atlanta in the '90s, isn't it wild to see Atlanta become that place where people are coming to make it in
Right.
Hollywood? How
It
did this
is, and I
happen?
love it.
And how
I'm
real is that?
it's great. I'm grateful for that because that wasn't always the case.
Right.
Back in the day, we had shows like In the Heat of the Night. That was really
Yeah.
it. But it wasn't until after Katrina hit Louisiana, and because Louisiana was getting all the tax credits, tax incentives for filming, and after Katrina hit, and then it made its way to Georgia, and then it just skyrocketed. And I'm grateful for that because I was working my 9 to 5 and my 5 to 10, and just trying to do auditions here and there. And it was because of the gigs that I booked here. Stomp the Yard was my first big blockbuster movie I did not get cut out of with Columbus Short, and then after that, I kept getting roles here and there. And then I was able to leverage that into making it in Hollywood. But if it wasn't for Atlanta giving me a chance, giving me a shot, it would have took a lot longer. So I'm happy that it's still thriving. Studios here all over the place.
Do you do most of your work out of Atlanta or in LA or a little bit of both?
Mostly LA. Mostly LA.
Okay.
I'm bicoastal, so I'm in LA and Atlanta. Because still the work still originates in LA and then makes its way here,
Gotcha.
which is one of the reasons why I left, because I kind of felt like I hit a ceiling here, and I'm like, I don't want to just wait for this, the guest star roles. I want to be the star.
There
I'm a
it
star,
is.
the star. So I got to leave to go be the star, and then I can come back. So.
And it
That was-
sounds like the move was worth it and it was successful, right?
Yes, because you got to bet on yourself.
Yeah, yeah, you did that.
You.
I mean, do you have any struggles that you would like to share with maybe some of the up and coming actors and actresses that you went through coming up?
Man. I will say this, and this isn't just a plug, but I do have a book called Playing Small, The Actor's Guide to Becoming a Booking Magnet. And in that book, I'm very transparent about a lot of things, from, bankruptcy, marriage trouble, to just tons of rejection.
Yeah.
I think I have not met an actor yet who has not had ups and downs. This industry is nothing but an emotional roller coaster. High highs and low lows. You don't know where your next job is coming from. That's why I'm always encouraging people to create, do something, make your own way, because sitting and waiting by the phone sucks. So there's been, I think, Michael, there's been more disappointments in my career than highs, but
And that's in a successful career, right? Like,
yeah, because people don't see all of that.
Right.
You end up seeing, oh, she's on Snowfall. Yeah, but I auditioned every season since season 1. So that's years of no's. And you start asking yourself, man, am I any good? What's wrong with me? Why won't they pick me? All the stuff that starts going on in our head. That's why, but I just keep believing in myself. I know God would not have given me the burning in my belly and this gift to for it not to be used. So I have to just sit in that knowing. But it is, any actor listening out there knows, like, you're going to hear more no's than yeses, but you get to give yourself yes every single day. And that's what I do. Yes to myself, yes to my gift. All right, yesterday was tough. I'm back. Today's a new day. There's new opportunities coming. And just knowing that I'm doing all the right things. It's just a matter of time. I'm just going to keep showing up, and people see you. I think that's what's tough. People are watching, and they know when it's the right time, it's the right time.
Definitely. How was it connecting back with Kenan Thompson? Was that something that happened in LA, or was that something that happened in Atlanta?
Well, we've just been friends since we were teenagers. So just whenever I see him, I'm friends with his brother. So it was nice to be on his show with his on it. And that was really special. When I got to set, I auditioned just like everybody else, but when I got to set, it was just the longest hug and biggest smiles. He's FaceTiming his mom, like, look who's here, Mom. It was just really special to see someone who I shared the stage with and saw come up as a kid, just like me. Yeah. Just the way he's made so many strides in this industry and made his own way. So I'm just so proud of him.
All those years of watching all that in my house in Atlanta as a kid, I had no idea that Kenan was right down the street.
Right. He was right down the street. He really was.
Are there some things that you're gonna miss about playing Black Diamond?
I'm gonna miss. It was pretty sad when, just even while we were filming that final episode, I just, I loved how badass she was, like, and especially in season 5, we got to see her more with her kid and get to feel a bit more about, what her history is. But yeah, it was just, the whole vibe of Snowfall is just fly. It's just a fly energy, period.
Like, I remember watching that clip where she had her child with her, and you guys was quoting the whole can't gamble feeding baby on that dope money might not always be sufficient. Again, another Kuminai reference.
I caught it.
Did you have something to do with that, or was that the writing too?
Yeah, shout out to Janine Daniels, one of our writers. No, so I wish we could take credit, but it was a nice thing, and it was when we check Twitter and see people catch it, we like, they caught it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will miss the energy of it. It's really a treat when you get to work with other brown people. It's really nice. There's a unspoken language that you just have, and a respect for each other. And so I'm curious to see what's next, so, because usually before Black Diamond, I do a lot of doctors, lawyers, moms. And so to be up on set, shooting guns and got kids at the strip club. It was just a lot of fun.
Do you prefer the dramatic roles, comedic roles, or action roles, or?
I would love to do more action. I think I actually just finished filming a show in Johannesburg, South Africa, where I play a spy, and there's a little bit of action happening too. It'll be out hopefully later this year. So that was a lot of fun. But I love it all. I think with comedy, I enjoy it, but I more give you kind of that deadpan kind of energy with comedy. And drama, I have such a deep reservoir of emotion and things I can pull from. So it comes easy to me, even though certain roles are challenging. And I think what I love about my career, the way it is now, and where I hope it continues to be, is that I get to try different things.
Yeah.
I think the fact that people don't realize I'm on 2 shows at the same time, you don't even realize it's me. I think that speaks volumes. So that means I want to stay in that flow of transformation. It's a lot of fun.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the show that you are filming in Johannesburg, or just finished filming?
Yeah, absolutely. They just announced it officially. So yeah, I can talk about it. Okay. It's called Classified. It'll be on Netflix Africa, and here in the States on Amazon Freevee. It's a station we have here. And so I play... I work for the CIA, and I'm stationed in South Africa with my husband and my adopted son. And my stepdaughter comes to live with us because she gets in trouble in Oakland, and she's forced to come live with us. And so she has to learn this whole world of being in South Africa. And so it's kind of gives that, a lot of people are watching Blood and Water right now on Netflix, things like that. So it's you get to see the world of South Africa through her eyes. But I end up I won't get too many spoilers. I end up using her for my work, let's say that. And
Okay.
so there'll be some action that ensues there because of that. So it's fun because I get to, I'm giving spy vibes and but still disguised as just a, clean cut wife. It's a
That
lot of
sounds
fun.
really interesting. I can't wait to see it. Do you have a dream project that, if you could, work any project, like, do you have something like that in mind or just go with the flow?
You know what I haven't done that I would love to do, and that's, well, I have done some sci-fi, but I want to do more sci-fi,
Mm,
like as a lead character. I love sci-fi that's grounded. Like I love the work that, Donald Glover does, Jordan Peele.
mm,
So I would love to do something in that vein that challenges me, that maybe like a psychological thriller or I haven't done anything like that yet. So I'm going to
nice.
manifest that next.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, we are according to hip hop, so I do have to ask you about the music that you have
Oh,
made.
yeah.
So, I was told that, you've done music as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I've always loved to sing.
Hmm.
So I released two albums on
Okay.
my own back in the day. They're still on Spotify and all the things. I used to call myself the R&B alternative. So it was a mix of like Sade with some alternative rock vibes.
Hmm.
The first album more so live band. So I always loved having, live instruments. And then the first album is called Walk With Me. The second album is called Therapy. So yeah, just worked two jobs and hustled my way. It was like boss studio time, and I love to sing. I think acting just has just gotten so busy. I just kind of put singing on the back burner.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what those are my music. A lot of people don't even know I sing.
Now, you're from the Bronx originally, before you came and made Atlanta your home. Are you a
Yeah,
big hip hop fan? I mean, hip hop comes from the Bronx.
it does. And growing up, man, I used to be in love with Salt and Pepper, Big Daddy Kane,
Hmm.
Father MC. Like I remember Father MC came to Truman High School. I was only there for 1 year. So it felt like it was just part of the backdrop of my childhood. It makes me think of, remember that movie Brown Sugar with Taye Diggs and Stanley
Hmm.
Latham when they were little, like that. That's my memory
That's
of
what
growing up.
growing up in the Bronx was like, right?
That's just how it felt.
Mm,
It had like this pulse to it,
mm.
you know?
Do you have any go-to hip hop albums like right now? What would you say like are the three hip hop albums that you go to first?
I can't even tell you the whole album name, but I'll tell you some artists, people
Okay.
who I listen to. These days with all these streaming services, you don't listen to whole albums like you used
Yeah,
to.
we just put together playlists.
I know exactly because back in the day, like I like two singles. I like Wale. I like
Mm.
Drake. I like I think who's my go-to. I like Burna Boy. I know it's like um, thinking I'm going down my Spotify right now.
Yeah, yeah. Go down your Spotify.
Yeah, yeah. I listen to so much R&B also. So
Right, right.
people I have on like repeat, and then of course, classics. Jay-Z is always gonna be on my playlist.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, Jay is always a go-to. We just did like this. We did like our own verses on like a Patreon or whatnot, and my co-host he chose Biggie and I chose Tupac or whatnot, and we just went 20 songs deep, and it was very interesting to see like in that short period that those guys lived that they had 20 powerful records that were tough for anybody to beat, and they've
Man,
been gone for
Tupac.
so long. But yeah, the messages from Tupac was just wow.
I remember that song. My cousin when he was little, I don't know why. I think he thought my voice was soothing. I used to just rap Brenda's. I hear Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain. A damn
Yeah.
shame. He would just like, can you sing that song to me, rap that song to me. It just would soothe him. I forgot, just how much he was a part of my backdrop too. Like I
Yeah.
shed real tears when he was killed. I
Yeah,
really.
and I kind of, I mean, I don't want to say I forgot, but just playing those songs yesterday in our matchup, I was like, these songs aged incredibly well. Like, they're so relevant. And again, the message always, trumps everything. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's impact.
Ironically, like not like ashamed to admit this, but like my songs, like you play music when you get ready to go out or whatever.
Hmm.
Like I get around used to be
Yeah.
I would put that on repeat. My friend be like, "Why are you playing that song?"
It's a
Like
jam. Yeah.
I used to be.
Right. Yeah.
Remember the
It's the
video?
Tupac
Woo!
dance in the video or whatnot at the pool party.
Yes.
It looked like a good time for a young
I'm
kid
sure.
like me.
I'm sure it was a good time.
But yeah, that's impact. And speaking of impact, I guess before we get out of here, what do you think the impact is of Snowfall, first of all, and the BMF series in popular culture?
Oh, with Snowfall specifically, I feel like Snowfall is like a cult classic. Like, I feel like Snowfall is going to be that show 20 years from now. People will pull up. Somebody like, they'll pull. Um, of course, because it's dealing with stuff that's actually happened, but it's just something about the way it's filmed. It showed we look good on it. The cinematography, the music, the acting. It's just one of those. I truly feel like it's one of those just classics. As and BMF same. I'm really honored to be a part of BMF because of and getting to meet family members at some of the parties. Like this is of course they take liberties with some of the creative stuff and the writing with some of the scripts, but the fact that it's rooted in history and real people and really real experiences that a lot of us got to experience here, it's just an honor. It's part of the legacy.
I know we were all excited to know that they were actually going to do this story, and it's surreal to actually see it come into fruition like this.
Yeah, and to see it received well,
Yeah, y'all are
and
doing an incredible job.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I think the family's happy with it too, from what I've heard and people who I've met at some of the cast parties and things like that. So that feels good too, that they're happy with what we're doing.
That's always great. That's when you know you're doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I know you have a lot of things to get to today. I appreciate you coming by. Is there anything you want to leave the people with before we leave?
Oh, thank you for having me. First of
Of
all, this has been
course.
a nice conversation, and grateful to everyone who watches all the shows. We appreciate that. I would just say, just keep giving yourself your yes. Keep believing in yourself. I don't care what line of work you're in. Keep giving yourself your yes, and that can change your thoughts, change your life.
Perfect. All right. Well, if you haven't seen BMF season 2, make sure you see it, and season 1 as well, so you're not totally
Yeah.
left out in the dark. And
Right.
and if you haven't been watching Snowfall, you're tripping. You need to go catch up, binge watch that over a couple of weekends or so.
Truly. Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Thanks for coming by again, Christine, and look forward